can also, this is just a random ass dad joke that I learned. This has nothing to do with the podcast. So the DJ had a baby. Did you hear what he named his son?
No.
Eric.
That was good. That was good. I like that.
Thoughts of Madmen.
Oh, holiday season traditions. Oh my gosh, I don't have any. What am I supposed to say? I'll figure it out.
I celebrate Christmas. That's a tradition. That's a tradition for the whole fucking country.
I hang some stockings. Yeah. I don't have any. Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
I even got like a little top hat for like Thoughts of Mad Men, Mad Hatter type vibes.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Welcome to episode 11, Thoughts of Mad Men. I am your host, Doug.
And I'm your co-host, Maddie.
Woo! Alright.
We're having a good time already.
Yeah. There's no alcohol involved here.
No.
But
I got a dirty chai, though.
why is it dirty?
Because it has a shot of espresso in it.
Just like, right there.
Yep.
Like, extra shot, got you. Another one. So how you been? I know you weren't feeling too hot, last recording, so.
Oh my gosh, I was off of work. I had 5 days of PTO, and I burned them all over the last, 2 weeks.
How long did it take you to earn those?
A year.
For 5 days off?
6. I had 6, but I used one for the weekend that we went camping on a Friday, and then the rest I used for sick days, so now I don't get any PTO until August.
I do not understand that. I've probably worked for 2 of America's biggest employers. I remember when I had quit the one, I was 4.5, 5 weeks of vacation time a year. That didn't include my paid time off. That was just vacation. That didn't include, we didn't really get sick leave. We got just unpaid time off.
Yeah.
At least from what I remember. Maybe we did have sick leave. I don't recall, honestly. And then with the other one, we would have vacation and then sick leave. But I think even then I had 3 weeks or something like that a year. I could be wrong. I'm going off of memory.
It's funny too because they actually just changed the PTO policy to where they had given everybody that was there for less than a year or whatever an extra day. So originally it was only 5 days, and we had a I don't want to say a meeting, but a company get together where they gave prizes and stuff, and they were revamping their PTO policy. And they said that we had a really competitive PTO plan, and because I get 10 days when I hit 2 years, right? So yeah, wow, I get 4 more days of just strictly PTO. There's no sick leave, there's no vacation. It's just PTO. And I always, since I've started there, I've always kind of laughed at it because before, when I worked for that nonprofit in Harrisburg, we would get 8 hours, I think, of PTO, or 8.5 per month. So that's at least a day. And then it was only PTO, but you could roll over 100 and some hours into the next year to start. It will only be up to 120 hours or something. If you had more than that, you would lose it. But, that little bit would roll over. And then we had off for all the federal holidays as well, and weekends. So, that was pretty nice.
I mean, I'm just saying, but one, I run my media company. Mm-hmm. When I'm ready to bring on employees, and I know we've talked about that whole thing, I'm going to make sure my employees are treated with fair compensation, which is also including a good amount of time off that they can choose to spend their way. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in half the stuff I've seen for starting packages.
I mean, I think the last time I was sitting here with you, I was talking about how we live in the culture of just work, 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 and I think
you burn out.
Everyone at my work is sick right now. It's just ripping through there like wildfire. And I think it's because of that. When you don't give people adequate time, they get sick and then they keep coming to work because they can't afford not to take the pay. You know, if you've run out of PTO and but you're still sick, you can't afford to eat that. So it's crazy. So
No, I'm a big believer in mini vacations. Like, I know growing up, like, I guess, and maybe it was a different mentality. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, your family would take that maybe annual, maybe twice a year. Maybe you were a semi-annual, like, week or two long vacation. I'm like, I mean, I get it. I don't mind going away like that, but, like, I personally would rather have 4 to 6 3 or 4 day vacations a year instead.
I'm a big fan of a long weekend.
Yeah.
Less damage control when you come back to work.
Exactly.
If you're only gone for like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know,
Mm-hmm.
rather than leave for an entire week and stuff just goes crazy. Either it's not getting done because you're the only one who does it, or somebody takes over and then it might be done wrong and then you got to clean it up. And
Yeah, like I don't remember where I heard this, but like I'm a big believer in the 2-2-2 rule, which I've tried to carry into my own relationship, but like not all the time, but we try our best. Where like every 2 weeks we go on a date, at least just us. Every 2 months or 2 quarters, depending on budget, yada yada, you take a weekend getaway of some kind, at least. Whether it be a 3-day, a 2-day, whatever, a getaway for breaking the norm.
right.
And then every 2 years, you take a true like week-long
Trip.
thing, at least, like, and go somewhere you wouldn't have prior.
That's neat. I don't think I've ever heard of that. That's neat.
Yeah, it's still budget friendly for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you know, a date doesn't have to be $100 at the fanciest restaurant. Like, I have a date already planned with the girlfriend that she's not really aware of, but it's an at-home date. Well, hopefully by the time this is published, she'll know. Also, by the time this is published, Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's.
Oh.
And, we forgot to introduce Tim for tonight.
Yes, this is...
He also says, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, boys.
Even if he had mini sunglasses, I'm telling you.
I bet you I could get the girls to find some from their dolls. Oh my gosh. Man. Well, and it's funny, like, going back a little bit to the, like, vacation side of things and everything else. Working for myself, I get stuck at home a lot, doing a lot of editing, a lot of emails, different advertising campaigns. It's a lot of work at home. And I gotta say, the one thing I genuinely miss from, like, a normal 9-to-5 W-2 job, the people.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the one thing I'm realizing after about a year now that I'm missing.
Like social interaction in general.
Yeah, just that like co-work camaraderie. Like, it's one thing to be that way with my clients. Mm-hmm. It's another when it's in-house.
Well, it's more like when you have your clients, it's more like you're doing a service for them. You know what I mean? When you're working with other people, it's like we are doing this together. Teamwork. You know?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And like, I've learned that I love people, professionally speaking, but I love people. I've become much more of an introvert over the last 10 years, but like, I think I thrive trying to help people in any manner. Man.
Doug's a people man. I'm sitting here like, oh no. No people, no.
No people, I'm gonna go hide in the woods by myself.
I think if I worked from home, it definitely helps to have a dedicated space for it, like, you know, your office. Ooh, sorry, Tim.
Why are you backhanding Tim like that?
I would just find it difficult to separate my work from home. Because, you know, when you work outside of the house, you can leave your work at work unless you're somebody who's, like, on call or, like, is consistently, like, being reached from work. You can usually just, like, you know, hang it up there, leave it, come home, and then go face it again tomorrow.
But yes, I totally agree with you. Like, it's really hard to separate home and business. I know her and I talked about it, like, with her being in school and everything else. me running the company and yada yada. Like, after we pay down some more debt, like, as long as I can get it approved, I would love to put in a building in the backside of the property that is a studio, potentially like a little Airbnb if it's 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it would just be like a shooting space and an office space.
You definitely have the room for it back there.
Yeah. Like, I already have, like, the building actually designed of what I would want optimally.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I went to school for architecture, so I love designing.
That's right.
Stuff.
I always forget that.
Did I graduate? No. But do I still like to do it from an artistic standpoint? Yes. Because guess what? Counselor from unnamed college. I just want to make custom buildings.
Yeah. And that's that. I feel like architecture definitely goes through its phases. All aspects of design, really. I mean, a lot of cars look similar between brands, depending on, like, through the years.
Well, speaking of architecture, this is a good segue. It's not anything I've listened. I talked to Tim about this on the one episode, and you weren't in it yet. Have you heard of The Line?
What do you mean?
It's called The Line.
The Line.
They're building it in, I think, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah, with the whole, like, big town. It's just this giant...
Yeah, it's like a 75-mile long
line, and its whole city's in. But I could see... I think I saw, like, conversation happening around that, but I could see how you could still divide, you know, like, lower, middle, upper class within something like that. Like, people live at the bottom, and then there's people up at the top.
Well, and people, I don't think, are fathoming the size of this. And I don't mean, like, 75 miles. Like, you can get that. But then the actual other dimensions of it.
Mm-hmm. Like, the width of it and the height of it. Tim, my goodness,
man. You have backhanded Tim, like, 4 times.
I really don't mean to. I'm sorry, Tim.
Man.
I'm just... expressive.
Just abusive
there
towards
we go.
him. Dang.
Okay.
Whoa.
I wouldn't do that.
Whoa, he's about to suffocate him.
Small room with the
Man. Oh. Gosh. So speaking of studio, business, loving to help people, yada yada, had an incident with Bernie. Oh, yeah.
What happened with Bernie?
For those of you who are listening, Bernie is one of my pet dogs.
A Bernedoodle.
He's a Bernedoodle. Burmese mountain dog / poodle. And he is about knee height at the back. Well, I noticed we were outside as I was trying to clean up the yard a little bit today. He kept running and then slamming his booty into the ground. And I did not understand what he was doing. And he kept doing it. And then he would, like, try to, like, lick himself. And I'm like, what is wrong with him? Finally got close enough that he had a man's fist-sized piece of shit stuck coming out of his butthole, dried to his fur. And it's too cold around here to use a hose, so our water for the outside spigots are turned off. You know, the smart thing for me to do would have been to grab a paper towel. No, I just made my whole life harder instead. That's what I do. I over-engineer things to make that the problem.
What did you do?
I decided I was going to make a makeshift squirt gun. So I took 2 or 3 of our water bottles.
Okay.
And then took our meat thermometer, poked holes in the caps with the tip of that.
Okay.
Why I used that specifically versus a knife? No idea. I wasn't thinking about it. And then Bernie has this thing where he likes to, like, run between my legs, and I kind of swing back and forth. He loves it. I don't know why.
Like Nala.
Yes,
Nala
through the Nala stomp. Yes, from TikTok. My burn, no doodle, my burn, no doodle, he my burn, no doodle. Anyway, so he goes between my legs, and I lift his tail, and I just squeeze the bottle and start power washing his ass, basically, with 30 bottles of water. Waters of bottle. Wow.
Did you squeeze it from the sides, or did you do like a...
Oh, no, I squeezed it from the back. I twisted it, kept squeezing it until it got all the way down. I think I just made more of a mess, honestly. It was not a good decision on my part. Actually, the first piece of it, I didn't even use the water. He got close enough and was letting me trust him. I had a stick, and I just kind of stabbed the turd.
Oh, no!
It didn't, like, go into his butthole or anything. I want to be very clear. It went through it, knocked a nice chunk of it off, but there was so much. It was fist-sized.
Massive. Jeez.
That's not okay.
It does sound okay.
Ugh.
Although Maverick, my
boy.
dog, my Australian Shepherd has the same issue. Sometimes. Because usually it's a lot smaller, like small pieces. But yeah, his butt, the hair is very long back there. So every once in a while it'll get caught and I have doggy like butt wipes.
Dingleberries, yeah. This was not a dingleberry. This was a dingle coconut. This is fucking nasty. Got a little bit of coconut milk on the inside. It was as big as a baby coconut.
Ew.
Like, actually, what fruit was it? It was a dingle apple. Maybe? Dingle pear?
Too much.
There are some... I've seen some really weird stuff with animals. That one has been the first and weirdest one for an at-home thing. So, like, speaking of weird stuff with animals, have you seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear?
No.
It is like a New World take on... It's a comedy movie, I want to be very clear.
Okay.
But it's about a story that is actually true, the comedy version of it, but where a bear had gotten into a cocaine stash and became the most dangerous apex predator on the planet before its heart stopped.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Hold on. I'm gonna pause stuff just to show
look
you.
these up, yeah. That could just as easily be turned into a horror movie.
Oh, I'm aware. But now that you've seen the trailer, how you feel?
I don't know how I feel about that. That, I could see, and I think maybe I'm just really bad at, seeing how that could be funny. Like, a bear is high on cocaine and is ripping people apart in the woods. I can see how you can make it funny, but it seems more, horrific to me.
It seems like horror meets thriller meets comedy.
Like, it's an awful thing that's happening, but we're gonna tell it in a
Have you ever seen
way.
Without a Paddle?
No.
Really?
Have we been over this? I am not a movie person, so, a lot of things.
It has the dude who plays Dr. Evil's son.
Okay.
Bright red hair kid. I don't remember his name.
I see a face. I don't recall a name.
That's fair. Not the midget. Not Mini-Me.
Right.
His son.
Okay.
Seth Green, I think. And then the guy that plays Scooby-Doo is in it.
Oh, okay.
Or Shaggy. Sorry, the guy that plays Shaggy is in it. And then, what's his name? His wife is Kristen Bell.
Mm-hmm.
He's in it. And they basically go on a boys' trip up a creek, and it turns into this whole adventure. It's a very funny movie.
That's why it's called Paddle.
Yes.
Got it.
Let's say, so Without a Paddle meets almost like American Pie type of vibes is what I'm getting. Oh, man. Yeah. Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear.
I will absolutely go see that.
I bet you would.
I'm not sure in what function or state of being I will be in, but I want to see it.
Cocaine Bear.
That, just to be clear, that is not me implicating that I'm going to be doing anything illicit. I don't do that, and I won't do that.
Yeah,
and I
no.
will not promote that.
Maybe lots of Mountain Dew first.
Yeah, I was
Get
going to say Mountain Dew is my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, that and chocolate. Some chocolate.
Are you a dark chocolate or milk chocolate person? Or are you a not chocolate, white chocolate person? Ooh, speaking of chocolate, I have chocolate.
Milk chocolate person.
I have a big Reese's bar. Milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate's my go-to.
Do you like peanut butter?
I love peanut butter.
Do you like Reese's?
That's my favorite.
Mine too.
Fucking right it
Your
is.
favorite is Reese's?
You didn't know that?
What? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, do you like Nutter Butters?
Yeah.
Now hold on, Nutter Butter cookie, like the peanut butter shaped one, or the patty?
I prefer the peanut shaped cookie.
Okay. Okay.
But both are good.
It's fine to be wrong. I mean, I
You
understand.
know what? I was going to share this with you, and now I don't know if I want to.
You spit on it, didn't you?
It is my favorite. I was talking to the man at the gas station, and I said to him, "Can I get a chocolate bar? Because I'm sad." He's like, "You don't have to ask." And I'm like, "I know, but I am. Can I get one?"
Oh, your man at the gas. I talked to the man at the gas
I
station.
think I'm going to refer to him as Mr. Man.
That's fair.
Mr. Man.
Well, speaking of you and Mr. Man,
Mr. Man.
and this wonderful, wonderful chocolate. I was gonna say, do you guys have anything that's, holiday traditions that you guys are looking for? This is our follow-up from last week as far as, things that you do every year that are special to you around this holiday season.
Well, this will be our second Christmas together. So I think we're starting to get into the swing of it, maybe. Or just trying to figure out what traditions we want to have, per se. Because around the holidays, like families everywhere, you gotta go 14 different places for each holiday, and it's just crazy. But last year, I decided we were gonna go places for Christmas, but we were gonna take Thanksgiving by ourselves. So I actually made our first Thanksgiving dinner last year. And this year, we're going to go somewhere Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day is just going to be he and I. So I'm actually going to make Christmas dinner for us. But I do try to make it last year, this year, probably every year moving forward, that we at least have Christmas morning together. That way we can wake up, we can do our exchange of presents. If it gets crazy that day when we see other people, fine. But I definitely want to have that tradition of making time for each other on the holiday. Otherwise, other holidays, I always grew up with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Obviously, we always had monkey bread every year. We would eat monkey bread for breakfast and watch the Macy's parade. That was pretty cool. But I don't really have any established traditions as an adult. So I think that's something that I have to figure out how to do.
No, I feel you on that. This is the first year girlfriend and I are celebrating Christmas as a collective, because last year we were approaching a year we weren't living together, or maybe we weren't, but it would have been brand new at that point. And we just decided, because it was so chaotic, we were going to do it separate last year. Not a problem,
Mm-hmm.
And this year, yes, between Christmas and family plans and everything else, it gets super chaotic.
I bet.
And I know, for me, some of my traditions were every Christmas day we have donuts. That's one of our things. I don't know, it's just been since I was a kid. That's what we had for breakfast. And then we cannot touch presents or anything until we have breakfast. And for an adult, coffee. I've learned I need to have that in order to put up with the present opening of all of my wonderful children.
You're half out of it on the couch with your coffee, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" You're like, "That's great.
This is great."
Or she'll be next to you and be like, "When did we buy that? I forgot we even had that."
Did you order that, or did I order that?
They didn't open this one. Did we not put it on? Did we not? Can you
I don't
believe
remember
that?
ordering that. Fuck, must be Santa.
I used to write a letter for my younger siblings from Santa every
That's
year
very sweet of you.
for them. And I'd be like, "Oh, somebody's gotta eat his cookie. I'll volunteer for that,
It's very sweet of you to think that.
My mom's letters were always written in very, very nice cursive. Definitely.
Just that Santa level cursive.
Yeah. It was real curly crazy. It still is to this day, actually.
Curly crazy. Curly crazy cursive. The triple C.
My dad always used to track Santa for us.
Track Santa?
Using the Norton Norton or I forget what it's called. Oh yeah, it's a website. So like Christmas Eve, you can watch Santa and figure out where in the world he is at any given time.
Okay, so I'm just tracking back here because of how my brain works.
Yeah.
You track Santa using Norton antivirus software.
Not Norton.
Are you calling Santa a virus?
No, okay, it's probably not Norton. But
Is he burning down homes and stealing diabetes cookies?
No. Oh, Tim! I saved you this time. NORAD, that's what it is. NORAD.
Oh, NORAD is totally different than
know.
Norton.
But you know what? I haven't seen it since I was like 8, dude.
Why not?
You know,
Why
I
didn't
think
you
that's
track
classified.
Santa? Yeah, because it's a virus.
Yeah, it probably looks completely different now. Like the website here, I can see it. But yeah, you can. Have you ever looked at it? Have you ever seen it?
I have.
You have? Okay,
but
so you know what I'm talking about.
That man eating, 8 billion people's cookies in a night? He gonna contract something, okay?
Yeah.
Like, whether
you can't eat at everybody's
it's the
house.
common cold or herpes. I don't know. It's gonna be something nasty.
He's gotta have some interesting cookies.
No wonder I always get a cold around Christmas. Hell, you be sneezing all over my house.
Yeah.
Visit me sooner, Santa.
Oh my god. 18 days till Christmas. I just in the corner it has this tracker countdown. 18 days, 6 hours, 27 minutes, 24 seconds.
I still need to get some presents and stuff ordered.
I literally ordered 2. I really have this really ambitious idea that I'm gonna be making like all these cookies and putting together like tins for various, friends and family. Not sure when I'm gonna be baking all of these, but I'm gonna try.
I mean, honestly, and I speak genuinely things. Well, let's see. She's got the cookie bake holiday season tradition that she does. And then I guess Black Friday is where Christmas throws up in my house because we spend the entire Black Friday of 4 to 6 hours decorating. Like,
Can I give you a hot take? People are gonna like form picket.
Go for it.
Not picket lines, maybe picket lines, whatever. Get their pitchforks ready. That's what I wanted to say, and like try to burn me at the stake. I think the whole of Christmas is tacky. I think the decorating your yard with the blow ups, and even if there's only 1 or 2 of them, but like there are people that it does just vomit in their yard. And all the crazy colors and glitter everywhere. I just think Christmas is really tacky, and I'm sorry. To those who love it, I issue my formal apology right now. Please don't behead me.
I hear you. If I didn't have my kids, I don't know that I would spend the time to decorate. Like, outside of, like, something I can just throw up in 2 minutes.
So, I will not put a tree up until Thanksgiving night. Actually, is usually when we set up our tree. However, I will not put anything on the tree except for lights. I like the warm white lights. I won't put anything else besides the lights on the tree until after the 1st of December. Which I did, I think, the 2nd or something. I put all of our ornaments on, and I just have like red and gold ones. Some of them are glittery, some aren't. I got done with it this year, put a red bow at the top, whatever. And I've actually, for the last 2 years now, been putting it, like, setting the whole tree inside of a basket, so it looks like more of like a potted tree. But I looked at it after I was done, and I was like, I might take the balls off. I hate it. And for some reason, I'm just, not sitting well with me. So it might just be, I have little stockings for everyone. They're white and gray, but beyond that, I have no decorations. I've always been a Grinch, and I don't mean to be a Grinch. Like, I don't hate Christmas. I just think Christmas is really tacky. That's all.
I love Christmas. I love the Christmas spirit, but like, and it's my favorite holiday of the year, and this might sound contradictory, but I feel like especially in the last 5 years, it's not a disdain for the holiday or Christmas, but I feel like I've had trouble finding my own identity in the holiday season.
If that makes you really want to celebrate it versus...
Yeah, something that I really want to do or really want to decorate or really, like, something that I want to do for me that is enjoyable for the season.
Right. It doesn't look like everything else or whatever. It's
like my favorite thing to do is give other people gifts.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Gift giver.
Yeah, like I love seeing their reactions, even if it's a gag
I do
gift.
too.
Like,
I love giving the gifts.
Yeah.
But for years, even since I was a kid, people always ask me. I hate it when people ask me because I'm always like, nothing. I want nothing.
Yeah. Well, and the older we get, the harder it is to shop for like our friends because you like buy what you need, you buy what you want.
Well, yeah, and so like also I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I think like as kids, obviously, one, we don't know the prices of anything. We just see something we like and we want it, we ask for it, whatever. And we usually, maybe not, get those things. But then as adults, you think toys are expensive. Like the things that adults actually want and or need are probably a lot more expensive than you would want somebody to give you as a gift. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if I need, this is a Series 2 Apple Watch, right? I could be like, oh, I want an Apple Watch for Christmas. Am I going to ask someone to buy a $400 watch for me?
Right.
Absolutely not. But that would technically be something that I say that I would want or need because I use it every day, So,
yeah. Like, and there's certain things that are cliche. Like, there's a big ass box out here, and it's my big gift to Jazz for the year, which is a cordless vacuum that it's like an all-in-one station.
Oh my gosh.
And it has 2 batteries, so when the one dies, you can just swap them out. Like,
nice.
Yeah, we need that. And like, I'm so tired of the corded ones because I've gone through one every 2 or 3 years, and the cord starts to fray and everything else.
And that's when you gotta keep unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Yeah.
The house, yeah.
And then look, we've got our little one downstairs. It's like the little shark one, which is great for the kitchen or any of the flat floors, but for carpets, that don't do shit.
Right.
There is a guy on TikTok called Max Randolph, who is a very wonderful blacksmith. I've seen some of his work, and it is gorgeous. He's got a great personality. He highly reminds me of Raph, but with long hair. Is he the
guy that made like the big Valhalla doors and stuff? Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
He sells signed blueprints of his work that you can then buy for like $25 and then go to a print shop. I'm going to get that because she's a big fan of his. So actually, by the time this comes out, she'll
know, but yeah. Still. Yeah, no, he had said to me or asked me, what I wanted for Christmas, and I was like, really? Like, I joke, and I have been saying like, oh, I wear a size 5 acre of land. If you really want to give me something, like that's the size I wear. But I said to him, like, no, really, like, honestly, like, don't really worry about it. You're capped at a certain amount. Don't go crazy. And he's like, well, I wanted to spend, like, $500. And I was like, are you joking me? I said, absolutely not. You are capped at, like, $120 if you want to be generous. And if you really want to spend $500, spend $120 or $100, whatever. And then take the remainder of that balance and put it towards the land. You know what I mean? Just shuffle it away, dude. Like, I'm not playing around.
I agree.
But yeah, then I always, like, I love giving gifts to people, but then I always feel terrible when people are like, oh, I got you something. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry. Like, I have all these, I guess, not my own personal memories, but, like, I've been told by my parents and stuff that, like, one year I opened up a pack of socks and I was like, oh, I love them so much. Thank you. Like, socks. And I don't know. I was
you was living in my day. Like right now, I'll get a pair of socks for Christmas and be like, yeah.
I probably would be too. I think Mandy got me like fuzzy animal socks or something last year, and I was like, oh, thank you so much. It's the little things. I think Christmas has become really monetized, and it's a very heavily consumer based holiday as well. And I think that the older you get, obviously the less magical it feels. And you're more in tune of how expensive the holiday actually is because it's been made that way.
Yeah. Like my big gift to the majority of my family that are parents and grandparents on all sides of the family is going to be a photo book. The photos are taken throughout the year. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't get put up on social media. And so they'll get it in a book form instead.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just, here's our year in review type of thing.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, you could say the
holiday season.
Yeah, the whole holiday season is monetized, but New Year's too. An obscene amount of money is spent on New Year's.
Oh,
We're coming up on it.
I know, like, and we used to throw these bigger parties every year, and like I've gotten to the age where I'm like, people can come over and hang out if you leave at 11. That's cool. Like I'm at this point, like it's kid friendly. Like
2020 was the last one that we had that was like, you know, we were still like party, hurrah, yeah. And then the pandemic hit and the world changed, and now we're like, nah. If you want to. I remember 2021, we all just sat around the table and stared at each other for like 2 hours, and then we all left.
Nobody even like
stayed
up for it.
We didn't really talk that much. We were all just so exhausted.
2021 was such a, not a shit year, but like, it was like we just got punched in the face at least once a month mentally.
Yeah. Emotionally charged and like draining.
Yeah. But, you know, going into the new year, I say, you know, there's obviously new goals that people set. I know I'm going to kind of I'm a very analytical person, so there's certain things I'm planning on doing between health, business, money, personal goals. And you can hear about what those goals are on the next episode of Thoughts of Mad Men. I say catch our... we are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcast and Anchor.fm. You can catch our video content on YouTube, and our highlights are also on TikTok. Come join us, and we'll see you next time. Welcome to the madness.
Welcome to the madness.